Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing the Outback Motortek Crash Bars. You can see you got all the parts right here. So you got like these two, which I would assume are for this here. Like 2 and 2. And these are the main bolts that are going to go through. And this is the crossbar. And then of course the main pieces there. Now we just got to get this cover off and then take the bash plate off. Let's get started. Got to use a 5mm to take these off. All right, to the other side. All right, there's a piece off, put that aside. Now we got to get the skid plate off, and this is 2 bolts that are 10mm. Okay. One. Okay, we got 2 10mm underneath here as well, so we got to take these off. There's 1. And there's 2. So, skid plate's off. Now, as you can see guys, I already loosened off this here fairing, so I can access this. Hopefully it'll be enough. I got to loosen off the one on the other side as well. So what we need to do is we're going to be removing this bolt in here and this bolt down here. And as you can see, there's some spacers in here. We got to keep those spacers because we got to use them again. And essentially, we're going to be running the longer bolts through for the piece can fit. So it's going to be like that and like that. So first we need to get these original bolts off, and we need a 14mm. I'm going to try to use a 14mm on the other side because I'm assuming they're going to be quite tight, and it's a little bit tight of a spot to get at here. Let's see if we can do it. All right guys, let's get this top bolt off first. It was very, 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 very tight. Not sure if they had Loctite on it or what, but maybe it's torque from the factory, but it was crazy tight. Okay, let's get the bottom one off, guys. Need it for the top. Let's see. And the bottom one's got 2 bigger spacers. We've got to make sure, keep those. So you're going to be wanting to put these OEM spacers back in. All right, let's move on to the next step. So we got to install this one inside here, past this here. So there's a cutout. There's a cutout on this one, so we can install it. So it's going to be a little finicky because with my radiator guard here, I might not pass it smoothly, but we'll try to see if we can slide it down in here. You got to kind of fit this in around. There we go. Okay, this has got to come around here like that. Let's see if this lines up. So I think this sits like this, and then you're going to be putting a spacer in. Spacer in between it to reach the other spot. Let's try to get that installed. All right, So you gotta get this spacer in behind here, like so. And then you gotta line this up like that. And then gotta put the OEM spacer back in here, feed that through. And then we put the OEM spacer on the opposite side where it came out of. Oops. All right. And feed that bolt through. Okay. That one's through. That's correct. That one, that one, that one. All right. That one's through. Now, put the OEM spacer back in, like so. All right. And then the other OEM spacer on the other side, guys. Feed that through. All right, so that's through. Okay, so put the two spacers, the last two spacers in, and try to fit this one in place here. If we can line it up. Right size in. Okay. You got some washers here. Just get this started first. Okay guys, so I just noticed that the bolts, that I should say the nuts that came with these bolts, the 14 that fits the standard for the bike does not fit. So I checked it, and it's actually, you've got to use a 17 mil. Okay guys, so I found out that this is actually incorrect. This is a 17 mil, and it's actually on the bolt on the other side is a 16. So that's why I was having some issues. So let's just tighten them up a bit. Okay guys, so now I'm ready for the next step, which is installing the actual crash bar. So it's gonna kind of thread its way in underneath here, I think. Yeah, down and through here like this. And then the attachment point up here is gonna use one of these. I'm gonna put some thread lock on this to make sure this one's snug. But I'm not gonna use red, I'll use the blue Loctite on it. Yeah, but I think it's enough. All right, well, let's get this into position here. Slip this over this, line this up. You would line this up with the top piece here. And let's try to thread this in. All right, I'm gonna use 5 mil for this. I'm just gonna go slight snug tight on this. I'm not gonna go all the way, so I can make adjustments on the bottom. All right. We're gonna need to line these bolts up on the top and underneath on the bottom. You've got two sizes, the longer and the shorter. To be honest guys, I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking the shorter go up top and the longer go down below. So they come with these washers on here, and then you got the washer on the end with the nut. So let's feed this through. A little bit hard to get the fingers in there. The bottom one, kind of in a little bit of a tough spot to get at. Okay, try again. Okay, that's through. Awfully close to the radiator. Hopefully that once that tightens up, it's not pushing on that frame guard, because it looks like it's kind of pushing on my radiator guard that I just finished installing. It's okay for now. That one's on. Let's do the other side. Okay guys, so we got that one loosely installed, and we're gonna try to get this one installed on this side now. So the same procedure as the other side. We're gonna put a little bit of Loctite on, just to give it a little bit of strength. That should be enough. Okay, so let's just line this up. Get this going. Same thing guys, 5 mil. That should be enough for now. So we got the washer and nut there, the washer on that side. Let's just try to line this up. This one might be a little bit tight first. Okay, there we go. It's through. Okay, washer. Let's get this started for now. Okay, that one's in place. Let's do the bottom one. Sorry guys, it's kind of hard to get the angle on this thing for filming. Do the best we can. Same thing. You're gonna feed it through and put the bolt on this side here. I mean the nut on this side. So let's try to feed this through and line it up. It's a little bit tight already. Okay, that seems to be okay. The washer. Get this nut started here. Okay, so those are somewhat in place. The final stage that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to put the crossbar across here and line it up in here. Okay guys, so this is different than what I've seen. I've watched a few videos on this, and basically this is different. I've never seen this here. So what I'm assuming is, take a shot of this here. This has gotta go up in between here, like that, and attach like so. You guys can't really see this, but I'm just taking off the nut in the washer on this side to see what's the next step here. So I've got to mount this crossbar here. Now, this piece here has some type of screws. I'm not really sure where that would go other than through here and line up with this. So I'm going to assume this goes inside through here and it feeds through this hole, and then you tighten it up. Basically you feed it through here, feed the bolt through, and then put a washer and a nut on the other side and line it up on both sides like this. Again guys, never done it before. I'm new to working on bikes, so if you see this video and you think that it's the wrong crossbar is installed wrong, please let me know in the comments so I can adjust it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with what I think is the way it goes on here. Okay, let me just get the washer and nut on here. Temporary, of course, because everything's gonna have to be aligned and then tightened bit by bit. And it seems like it's correct. I'm hoping it is. All right, I got to come around to the other side and put the bolt on the other side. There's the washer and nut on the other side. Hey everyone, welcome back. The crash bars are now installed. I had to actually continue the next day because I ran out of light for the installation. So this is the final one installed here on the right side, and bring you around and we'll show you the left side. And that's the right side and that's the left side right here. Well, that's it. Crash bars are installed. And yeah, it gave me some trouble, definitely. But it's all done, and give it a test run and see how it is. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.